Hey guys, I'm back. Welcome to the stump. I need a new stump. I have destroyed my old stump. I need to get a better stump. I was planning to do this video in bright, sunshiny weather, which I swear I had like 10 minutes ago. I went inside to gather the stuff and it went away. So I'll try to beat the rain. So, Kuby knives. If you're following this channel for a while, you know that when it comes to the low cost, good value, durability factor, I love Kuby. I recommend them all the time. I have actually, to a viewer or two who just had a need for, like, didn't have a lot of money to spend but needed something reliable in their pocket, this is usually at the top of my recommendation list for what almost, I mean, just about everybody can afford something in their lineup. For the most part. Now there are some that are, I'll be honest, every brand has some that are a little gimmicky. Here comes the sun. Oh yeah, I don't know the words. But anyway, Kuby knives have a huge product line with some relatively, compared to some of the other similar brands, high-end stuff, and some stuff that is, you know, not so high-end, but I love Kuby knives. And I've made no secret about it. These are three of my favorites, and I carry them regularly. And this one, don't fall. Stump, you're doing a bad job. I've carried this one for a while. And we first saw this one maybe 2 years ago now. And I've, in fact, for a loyal viewer, somebody that I've spent some time talking to and everything, she needed a good knife to put in her pocket. I bought her one of these. You know, she had a special circumstance going on, and again, it's affordable, it's solid, it's a hell of a knife for the money. It's on bearings, great flipper, great blade, another bearing knife, smaller EDC choice. Never was very thrilled with the clip, but really liked it. And then this is my favorite Kuby of all, one of their more high-end types, a little more expensive, but amazing, full flat ground AUS 8 blade, razor sharp, beautiful titanium handle. So, and these are just some of the Kubys I have, and I've given a lot of the Kubys away just to get them in the hands of people, you know, to test them out. So recently I was approached by the Kuby company and asked if I would like to sample and review some more of their product line, and I was like, hell yeah, I would. Like, that's awesome. So not only did they send me 3 new knives to look at, they'll send me a free wallet, which is pretty nice. I don't have the wallet with me, but that's nice of them. So anyway, we are going to look at 3 Kubys. Now, I can't say they're brand new Kubys, like brand new in the product, but they're brand new to me. I have not actually seen any of these ones yet. And with the disclaimer that I am not neutral to this brand. I like this brand. I believe in this brand. I'm going to try to make a total neutral, unbiased video. I just want to be straight with you guys and say this is a brand that I already have an affinity for. So we'll see what we've got here as we go through them. And in no particular order, I'm just going to go one at a time. We're going to take a look at them, and we'll test the blades out a little bit and, you know, see what we got. So let's see, we have model numbers on here. So of course, standard Kuby packaging. Do what you never did. We'll start with this one. There's your model information. Trying to hold it nice and still. Looks nice. Now, what kind of info do we have in the packages? Some care and service stuff. Okay. The package within the package. This looks very similar. Well, no, it doesn't. Never mind. I was going to say it looks similar to this one, but it's not. I need a paper towel out here because these are all packed in a little bit of oil for safe travels. So this one is in kind of a hunter orange. Love the black screws, actually. That looks really good. This back spacer is actually, hang on, it's actually G10. Sweet, not plastic. Clip is a kind of a form of a deep carry, which is cool. Perfect centering, fit and finish. Kuby usually has, like, if we're gonna rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, like 8.5 to 10 fit and finish. Everything here lines up really nicely. Really well finished G10, looks really nice. Small size, if you look at the smallest Kuby I have, just a tiny bit bigger. The color combination, black and orange. Little Halloweeny, yeah. Nice smooth flipping action. Bearings again, you can feel it. Small flipper, but it works. Detent could be a little bit stronger, just a little bit, but you get that sweet spot on the flipper right about there, and it is good to go. Nice finish on the blade, very satiny. Looks really good. Great EDC blade, like nice size. Handle's a little bit small for my big hands, but again, EDC wise, nice work on the liner lock there, making it real accessible. I will say though, to be a little nitpicky, my thumb kind of slides off it. It grabs, but a little bit of jimping or something there. Actually, I take it back. I don't know, it would be nice to have some kind of texturing there, but it works because there's really nowhere for your thumb to go besides down. Great jimping over there on the spine. Interesting that it's a little higher up than I would think, but it's there. Solid lockup. Have not messed with the centering at all. Knife still good. Knife still flips nice and easy. No blade play. Works really, really well. I really like this one. A little small for me and my taste, but EDC wise, good choice. A little windy. Wind, stop messing with my video. A little bit windy out. There we go. So if the wind's not blowing, messing with the paper, it's a nice sharp blade. I've seen cleaner cuts. I mean, but to push it right through the rope, a little bit of work, but for your everyday EDC tasks, I mean, if you just run this across a strop, I think it's going to be blisteringly razor sharp and good to go. So there's number one. Pretty nice. Here is number two. Same, you know, literature inside. Not as oily. So roughly same size. Again, nice G10 backspacer. Fit and finish looks really good. Perfect blade centering. Neighbor's annoying dog running off in the grass somewhere. Nice clip. I like that. Now that is a true deep carry clip. Even smaller flipper than the other one. Well, I love the finish on the G10. I love when you see the grain in the G10. It looks really, really nice. I'm glad the sun finally came out too. I hate that little dog. Well, let's just see what we got. Nice. You know what? Now I think this one, I don't think this is, I don't know if this is bearings or not. To be honest, I'm going to have to look it up. It doesn't feel like it. It feels manual. Not manual, but feels washery. I don't know. A little tighter, but the detent is perfect to give you that nice crisp flip every time. Wow, that just feels good. Another full flat ground blade, great for slicing. So not really high end, but could be worse. A lot of CRKTs and Kershaws are giving us like 5 and 7 CR13. That is a pretty cool looking blade. This looks like a user. This just looks like a workhorse. Now, again, for me, a bit small, but for your standard EDC type work, I mean, really small liner though. I'm wondering how that's going to hold up to the batoning, the simulated batoning test. The lock here, again, really small, but I guess your thumb doesn't really have anywhere to go but against the scale. Not as comfortable as the first one to unlock, but I mean, it works. That flipping action is amazing, though. I have knives that are, I would say, literally 10 times the price of this, that aren't that crisp and don't feel that, like, the D10 is not as perfect as this. And that blade, that's a great blade shape. All right, ready? I gave this one a little extra too because I was curious how that was going to hold up, but hasn't traveled, doesn't stick, we haven't messed with the centering, action is still good, no blade play. See, that's what I'm saying. Kuby, for a, I don't want to use the word budget brand because that, I don't know, some people hear budget brand and it sounds bad, but it is a brand for people that have a budget. Like they don't have a lot of money to spend on a knife. Now, like I said, they have some that are, you know, more expensive, higher quality materials and stuff, but even their basic models are great. And I, you know, again, as a dude that owns Striders and Hinderers and Benchmades and Spydercos and, you know, some actual customs and stuff, I have no shame in throwing a Kuby in my pocket and whipping it out anywhere, anytime. Yeah, I'll whip it out anywhere, anytime. I just said that. And, you know, being like, what are you carrying? This Kuby, since we got the cord right here. That's a nice pull through. Oh, that slices so nicely. That just look, wait, let's see that end. Nice. This is a great slicing blade. I mean, this is really just utility use. You know, this thing, a little thin. You want to watch that tip, but man, this is a really nice EDC blade as well. So, again, I'm looking for stuff to be nitpicky about. Not finding a lot. So the first two. Here's the last one that they sent. A little faded there. Okay. Oh, this one's quite a bit heavier than the other two, or it feels it anyway. And we have a little axis lock substitute thing going on. But still, I think size-wise, yeah, it's about the same. Not too much bigger. No backspacer on this one. Blade, it looks pretty well centered. Might be like half a millimeter off. I don't know. Another really nice deep carry clip. Each one of these has a different clip, which is cool. You know, different styles. More milled G10, all smooth G10. So, you know, if I was going to change any one thing about any of these, I love the look because, like, they really do the graining of the G10 nicely, but maybe put some patterning in there just to improve the grippiness of it. They all, you know, they're contoured, so you can get a good feel, a good purchase on there, but oh man, that's a great flipper. But just, you know, something a little grippy on the scales. Again, being nitpicky, looking for stuff to bitch about. But this one, I'm curious to see what this one is even going to look like when it's open, because it looks a little different from the other ones in terms of a little more stylized, you know? Now, I noticed none of these have any clip options, by the way, so if you don't like right-handed tip up, no soup for you. That's the only option you got, unless you want to take a drill and a tap to put the clip somewhere else. That's kind of a wicked looking little blade right there. Get some of that production and packing oil off. I just got bitten by some kind of ant. This guy's a little more stylized, has a little bit more of a, I guess, more of a, I don't want to use the T word, but, you know, a little less EDC, a little bit more wow factor to it. When it comes to the blade, nice straight cutting surface. Thank you, Kuby, for not putting ridiculous serrations or anything on any of these. Axis lock, or whatever they're calling it. Little tight, needs to be broken in, but, you know, you can one-hand it eventually. There we go. solid, holds up. You know, I don't really think we need to test an axis lock, although some griptilians have been known to break the lock with batoning. But works pretty well. I'm a huge fan of the axis lock, although frame locks are kind of my new favorite, but the axis lock has always been a very solid choice. Great for one-handed use all the time. This blade, though, shows fingerprints and smudges like I don't know what. If that's a thing that bothers you, good option might be to have it stone washed, although it is a really nice satin finish. But let's go to the paper, which is getting a little moist and humid out here, so... But you know what? This blade doesn't care. Not at all. This might be the finest cutting edge of them all. You can't even feel it cut the paper. It just goes right through. Like nothing. Like you don't even know it's cutting. It pulls through. It slices through. It's like it's just born to cut. Well, ergonomically and the way it feels, this is not my favorite of them. I think this guy right here is. Blade-wise, this is phenomenal. This is great. So, you know, 3 winners. Again, minor things that can be improved, you know, if I'm being totally objective and looking at them. But Kuby has a couple that I'm not a big fan of, but for the most part, their lineup, very affordable, very well made, super good knives, especially if you're buying on a budget. I cannot recommend more the Kuby line, along with others, but especially the Kuby line for those of you who don't have the money to spend on a really high-end knife, but also don't have the money to waste on a throwaway knife. You know, I've said this over and over, and I'll keep saying it, and you know, people misinterpret that knife box video all the time because they just don't listen to it and they're stupid. It's not about spending a lot of money to get a good knife. If you have money to spend, sure, there are some really, really awesome, over-engineered, really great high-end knives out there, but you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars to get a good knife. There are companies out there that are really dedicated to giving a good quality. It might not be a great, super quality product, but it is a good quality product. It is, I mean, people say, what's a good starter knife? I don't know if I like that terminology, but if I was to pick something to be a starter knife, Kuby would definitely be one of the picks, because it's something that someone that's new to knives, new to knife collecting, a young person who's getting their first knife, it's not something that they're going to carry and it's going to break. It's not something to be considered disposable. It's a knife that is going to stand up to abuse, that they're going to have. And you know what? When they're ready to trade up one day to something bigger and more expensive, maybe better materials or fancier, the Kuby is probably, they're only gonna switch it because they want to, not because they have to. Kuby is one of the Chinese companies that is really rewriting the stereotype that knives made in China are crap. So I really I have kind of a passion for this brand. I have been carrying them for a long time. Like I said, a little over 2 years for my first Kuby knife, and this thing is a user. It's not a collection queen, and has never failed to impress me. And a lot of my knife guy friends too, that will only carry, you know, something that's $100 plus, they're pretty impressed by the quality of this guy too. So, and by the way, here's the wallet they sent me. Now it's a little big for my taste, not my style of wallet, but Aiden loves it. It's got kind of like a rigid panel in there. Oh, there's a rigid panel. It's got 2. Little key ring, or I guess you could connect the chain to it because it's, you know, one of those larger wallets. It's got your credit card slots and everything, but they're Velcroed in so you don't lose them. 2 big slots for everything else you want to carry, and then, you know, standard. So, not my style, but it was really nice of them to send it, and of course, you know, Aiden loves all this stuff. So now that Aiden is earning a little bit of money here and there, you know, allowance and chores, and sometimes helping out in the shop and stuff, he needs someplace good to keep his money. So this was perfect. Thank you guys at Kuby for that. Thank you for sending these knives for us to look at. as much as I love these knives and I want to keep them, these samples are all being given away. In fact, I have met locally somebody that's been subscribed to the channel for a long time. He's a really cool guy. Sat down and talked with him a couple times. And he's going to get his pick of the first one, because he's right here. But whichever of the two he doesn't, they're going to be giveaway items. Because I want to get these out into people's hands. Alright guys, I'm going to try to see if I can knock out a couple more videos before I get douched down by this rain. But in the meantime, you guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. Really, really do. And I'll be back in real soon.